from Hamdi Rifai, who is the Executive Director at Council of United Syrians and Americans, and he joins us now from Washington, D.C. Well, thank you very much for joining us here on this latest breaking news coming in from Syria's Idlib. As we've had now heard from the governor of Hatay that 22 Turkish soldiers have been killed in Idlib, and that number might increase, and that's the highest number so far in the Syria war in an instance to be killed. 22 Turkish soldiers and many are injured. What's your take?
Well, I want to take a moment to thank Turkey and to express my condolences to the families of those fallen soldiers. It's very clear that Assad has directly attacked Turkey and has not respected the human rights of the Syrians in Idlib. The fact of the matter is that now this escalation calls for a very drastic reaction. I would suggest even as much as striking Damascus itself at this point by the air. I think that a lesson has to be shown to Assad in order to prevent this escalation from getting out of hand.
And what kind of reaction are you expecting of the international community?
I think that within a week, we're going to see a change in the position of the United States. I think that U.S. interests and Turkish interests are aligned at this point, and I think within a week we're going to see a shift in policy as well. Turkey is the most important member of NATO, and I think NATO has been very clear in that it is an important member and that it has agreed to its common defense. Whether NATO believes that it is important to step in this particular situation, we have yet to see. But I think Ankara is working very hard to make sure that NATO fulfills its obligations. And I think that we'll see that the world recognizes who is in the right and who is in the wrong. Turkey has tried to do the right thing here, defending innocent women and children in Idlib. And Assad has been a war criminal propped up by a terrorist state, Iran, and another terrorist state, Russia. So I think the world will now rise to the occasion, and we will see that Turkey will lead the world to do the right thing.
What kind of response are you expecting Turkey to give at this moment?
I don't think I can predict how Turkey will respond, but I think that its response should not be limited to Idlib. The cost of killing Turkish soldiers must be borne by Assad himself in Damascus.
And how much more, though, do you think the situation can escalate from here on?
I mean, this can escalate very quickly, but by Turkey responding with a strike against Damascus, it will send a clear message that Turkey is willing to do anything and everything that it takes to defend its soldiers and its security. If Turkey does not take a very dramatic action outside of Idlib, that message may not be delivered well.
Well, Hamdi Rifai, thank you very much for joining us here on the show.